Peace to the gods. Welcome to the Road to Discovery podcast. This is your host, Christian King Taylor. I'm here yet again with a good friend, Mr. Sun Ray. How you doing, brother?
Joyful and abundant, man. So full of gratitude, peaceful today. Today was a little different. I wore this hematite because I wanted to be just here and more present. And a lot of times I spend just so much time in the energy and the spirit realm. I wanted to just be in my behind a human avatar, and so it was a different feeling. It was a different peaceful, it's been good.
I feel that. So you got like a different array of stones you wear for different days, different feelings, different type of things.
Yeah, man, different intentions, based on, how I'm feeling in that moment, how I think I'll feel, and things of that nature. Like if I want to reflect on myself, I'll do some malachite. Um, if I've been feeling um, a little lacking in the confidence area, I'll do some heliodor where I can just really exude my masculine confidence on who I am and where I come from. Man, if I'm angry, if I'm upset, if I'm irritated, which is pretty rare because I'm grounding every day, I'll ground, but I'll also have, maybe black obsidian or some smoky
Mm,
quartz. Yeah.
nice. But that's perfect because that was what I was planning on talking about today. Because when we got off the pod, what was that, yesterday? You start showing me some your lapis stones, the sunstones, and some of the other stones you got, even that hematite you was talking about. I even when it got me one today, got me a nice lapis right here.
Nice size too, man.
Gonna,
I'm
gonna
so excited for you.
see how that feels today. But yeah, the lapis really struck me because of what you were talking about, and I was like, you got to share that with the pod today. So if you can you dive deeper into the lapis, and then we can go into some of the other stones.
Lapis for me, if I don't have a favorite, but if I did have a favorite, we all know it'd be lapis. All my crystals know it. Everybody know it. Lapis, it was life changing for me. During a great awakening time in my life when I was just vibrating on higher levels of frequency, just higher levels of consciousness, just operating from my higher self. I ran across lapis. It's all you're almost gonna it's almost no way to avoid it at a certain point, on the road to ascension. Especially when you're an avid reader and you're piecing together all type of puzzles. For me, it's like we know that they lie about so much stuff, and it's like everything that was deemed evil, bad, negatively impactful has just been, continuously been actually parts of my life that I implemented to make me rise to higher consciousness. They told me not to look at the sun. Now I gaze at the sun for, I don't know, maybe altogether, maybe an hour a day. Um,
Hmm.
and they told me I was gonna go blind if I did that. You know what I mean? They told me don't look outside of the Bible. And when I looked outside of the Bible, I found out who I was. I found myself. So it was a lot of pieces together. So I've just started to look like, man, these were some great individuals that utilized these stones and said that they had profound impacts. And my turning point is when I learned that the pyramids had clear quartz at the tip,
That's what
and it's like
That's what used to be at the tip.
all the way
Okay.
at the tip. And I'm like, okay, the ancient Sumerians or the Atlanteans or the Lumerians, whoever it was that built that, they was further advanced than us technologically, leaps and bounds, and they utilized these crystals. And so I'm like, man, it's no way. So once I just started reading about a ton of crystals, I always wanted like I used the forbidden as a compass, was pushed away the most. And when I found out lapis was literally worth more than gold and was only accessible to royalty, and that people were punished who possessed lapis who were not of royal descent, that intrigued me so much. And when I read it being connected to the throat chakra and the third eye chakra and connecting people to higher levels of consciousness, some say the bridge between them and God, the crystal of God, the crystal of royalty. And then I found out Cleopatra, when she always had her blue eyes depicted, was actually crushed lapis. It was powdered form of lapis that she put on her eyes and wore as makeup, but additionally wore lapis because it's so authentic. It's like it's an authentic stone. It makes you you. It makes you your third eye you. It makes you remember who you are. And the feeling that I got when I started exuding authenticity while wearing lapis was so comfortable. It was so me. It was so remembering. It was life changing, and I wore it every day for about a year, and I just exuded who I am. And I had this metamorphosis from this good old Christian, cool kickback normal guy to Sun Ray, you know.
There we go.
And Lapis played a big part, you know.
Um, can you also kind of break down even more, like it connecting? Because you were talking a lot yesterday about the royals and the things, and like, can you go into like how that made you feel specifically when you started wearing it? And I know that's you wear it every day, but like, what what was the difference between the Christian the Christian Sun Ray and the Sun Ray we know now?
Authenticity was the biggest thing. The Christian Ray was I was being who society deemed safe. You know, I was operating out of religion, so I thought that it was a God from a third person perspective, constantly monitoring me and judging every thought and every action. So how can I
Mm,
be authentic if I think that if sometimes my authentic self can condemn me to a eternal life and burning hell? You know what I mean? How can you really be authentic? You can't. It's an audition. It's a performance over and over again. Whereas when I came out of it and I realized that all of that was just a holding spell created by the same people that lie about literally every single thing. And and sometimes even now I get a bit triggered um when somebody like says something so ignorant about my free mind because it reminds me of my ignorance, and it hit me
mm,
so deep, and it really makes me more angry. And my knot, that energy can get knotted up real quick, but I find it, and I fix it before I react. I take a pause, and I understand that I'm not even upset at this person. I'm upset at myself, and I'm upset at what you remind me of.
mm,
You know,
mm,
that ignorant version of myself who was afraid to be authentic because I thought I was going to be abandoned if I was, and I thought I was going to be condemned to eternal damnation if I was. So the biggest difference will be lapis. Lapis is a strong one. It's a few other authentic stones that help you exude more authenticity, but it's different versions. Like lapis is connected to the third eye and throat, so you're going to speak who you are. You're going to speak your mind, and you're going to know who you are from a third eye perspective. It's different than, like, say, a peridot that helps with solar chakra authenticity. Is more so like, I love who I am. I am an
mm,
amazing person. Oh my goodness, I'm so dope. Whereas lapis is like, I am who I am. So it's the paradox makes you accept yourself, who accept who you are more, but the lapis makes you be more who you are. You get what I'm saying? So
mm,
it's like a different version, and you will see like and it can be, if you are not already on a road to higher levels of consciousness, it can be a bit uncomfortable because it's going to make you authentic,
mm,
even if you're ready or not. You know what I mean? So that was beautiful for me because I felt like my nervous system wasn't necessarily ready or bracing myself to be seen like that. But lapis don't care. You know what I mean?
mm,
You're gonna be who you are. I took off my shirt. I shaved my head. I stopped catering to that ego inside of me that was so afraid to be looked at as imperfect. I had to be looked at as the perfect male person, never complaining, never looking like this, never being seen like that. All that was that same third person perspective of the Christian religion that I had up on me from TV shows and movies that's constantly showing the interactions from a third person perspective. Your brain don't know the difference between reality and a TV show when it's interpreting that. So it's constantly looking at reality as being perceived from a third person perspective, which pushes you out of presence and into external validation subconsciously, And this is deeply embedded in us. And lapis was something that allowed me to see this shit so clearly, and it makes perfect sense. If
Mm.
like back in the day, go 1,000 years ago, people will watch a play maybe once every month or two. You know what I mean? And that was a live action play. That wasn't even a
Yeah.
screen. But
Yeah.
most of us at our leisure time, we look at a screen almost as much as we look at real life. If you take away sleep and you take away work and things that you have to do, most of us look at a screen more than we look at a real life, or at least compatible. And that subconsciously program your mind when your mind is constantly seeing that. It doesn't know that that's some fake shit. It's just interpreting those emotions as being some real shit. So when you get attached to a certain character, when you get angry at a certain character, your mind doesn't know what's fake or not. But the entire thing that's all correlated between all of that is that third person perspective that's constantly being judgment. You know what I mean? You're the judgment at that point because you see it. So it's easy for your subconscious mind to put that Christian God or that other, that God that's judging God, or those people, or that certain expectation as that same camera from a third person perspective. So we're constantly checking the mirror, checking on, making sure our belly ain't looking out, making sure our shirts ain't tucked in, making sure the makeup is cool as a girl, fixing your hair, because we're constantly looking at movies and shit that's looking perfect. And all of those dudes and those women stop and have professional stylists style them up every fucking day right before they record, and then they hit record and we're looking at that, but your brain doesn't know the difference between real life and that. So you're thinking real life is more perfect. So you're putting yourself, or trying to make yourself live up to that perfect expectation subconsciously. That's why I don't fuck with media that much, because I get it. I see it. I recognize it. And a lot of people don't. I was
Mm-hmm.
an R&B. I loved R&B. I mean, for years and years and years. And I realized that, holy shit, every time I get in that R&B mode, all it's doing is making me think something outside of me is required in order for me to be complete or loved, or
Mm.
fulfilled. I need you to love me. I need to do this. And it's not even, they don't even do about the real love. It ain't like, hey, let me love myself so much that the outside is going to reflect that, and then my perfect baby going to come up. It's about me having to prove myself to you. But I
Wow.
refuse to let you go. If I had
Wow.
to beg, no, man, if she leaving you, you a king. Let her go. Why would
Mm.
you beg and please somebody that's about to leave you? For what? If you did something that you didn't deserve it, now you manipulate. Now you're trying to be manipulated. Was you cheating, or what is it?
Mm.
Because if you was being perfectly fine and she want to go, you don't beg. What are we doing here? So it's all of that is loops and stuff. So Lapis was like, when I say deeply embedded, man, in my spiritual awakening and my journey. I'm not fabricating. I'm telling you, it was a thing.
Yeah, well, that's what's up. Because I really appreciate you introducing me to it. You know. But also let's talk about what you're wearing right now. You say you got a hematite on.
Yeah. I got a
So what's
hematite
the?
and a Herkimer diamond right here, and then I got moldavite in my pocket. So
There we go. There we go. So
hematite,
break it down for us. Break it down for us.
hematite is deep presence. It's associated with the root chakra. So it is a grounding stone, but it's not the emotional grounding. It's more so of the consciousness grounding. It puts you in the driver's seat behind your eyes. It is an amazing stone for overthinkers. It's an amazing stone for overachievers. It's an amazing stone for warriors, people who's anxious, people who's daydreaming about something that they're yearning for that they don't have right now. Hematite puts you right here in the moment, man. So if you have that special occasion, if you're going out and you don't want your mind to wander, you want to be here and present. It's so beautiful. It's so powerful, man. And before you know it, oh, ADHD person, the ADHD people minds can be in different realms at different times
Hmm.
simultaneously, and this helps. Like whenever you just really trying to be grounded, man, it's a lot of it's a lot of resistance going on that the eyes can't see with frequency towers and Wi-Fi routers and the energy and the chemtrails in the air and just all type of stuff. So a lot of times your spirit is is moving unconsciously. You know what I mean? So this stone is just fucking. It's so dope, man. It's so powerful. It's a presence stone. It makes you present. And the most powerful part for me is most people want to be successful so they can finally sit back, rewind, be free, and be present. So they can just
Mm.
relax and be present. You can be present right here, right now, no matter what your life is. Get intentional. You know what I mean? This is not just going to fix any psychological issues and things of that nature. Just thrust you into happiness. You have to still do the work that supports presence. You know what I mean? So all crystals vibrate a certain frequency that supports a certain frequency. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And if you're if you're an opposite way, these crystals are not going to just completely change you. You know what I mean? Most people will be numb to the effects of certain crystals. Just like most people are numb to low vibrational material. Most people got polyester wrapped on their head in a do rag. Most women, a lot of women got weave in their head, hormone disruptors, and they don't feel how erratic and how distorted that energy feels. So most of them
Mhm.
can't even feel that. You know what I mean? Most people think the sun is an irritating heat. The actual feeling of your melanin absorbing energy, you're convinced that it's irritating heat. You know what I mean? You got a shirt on, hat on, glasses that's blocking the sun, lying to your brain, telling you that you're indoors, and you thinking that it's generating irritating heat. You know, most people aren't sensitive enough to recognize that it's the sun that is which is powering and giving everything life here and a constant vitality in this physical realm. And you think, you know what I mean? So it's you have to, it's still a level of consciousness required to navigate a lot of these crystals. You know what I mean? They're not
Mhm.
miracle workers. So but if you're in tune with the energy, you're in tune with yourself, your energy is clear, man, these can have profound effects on your consciousness.
Mm. I wanted to ask, like, I would automatically respond to this question. I would say if somebody was trying is growing spiritually, growing consciously, and they wanted to reach out and start owning stones and crystals, I would automatically just say just go to whatever you're drawn to. But if we have somebody like you that's knowledgeable in these things, what type of stones and crystals would you recommend?
I think it's a little of both. I think whatever you're drawn to is a huge indicator of what of the compass that you should follow because
Mm-hmm.
it's a part of your intuition. And if it came through as a statement that, oh, this crystal is something I have to get into, I say follow your intuition. Now, if it comes through as a question, I wonder if I should try this, then that's probably not your intuition. Do some research and stuff. Like something like Moldavite for somebody who's just getting tapped in is something I wouldn't recommend. Um, you see it. I got a
Mm-hmm.
pretty decent piece. Um, Motivite has profound manifestation properties, but it's chaotic manifestation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been times where people have intentions on getting to a certain level of certain something, and the way to it was destruction and chaos. Some people even
Mm-hmm.
death in certain, with family members or job losses, and eventually getting to where they want to get to. But or if you drop out and then in the midst of all of that, you get rid of the crystal and then be in that constant state of negative. Why did this happen to me? Now you can get stuck right there. Now it didn't even
Mm-hmm.
get you to where you was going. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why certain crystals I would avoid as someone who's starting to get into energy work. Um, but yeah, I still say follow your follow that nudge for sure, man, because it depends on exactly what you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
What energy, if you can describe yourself in a preferred timeline, what energy do you exude that you don't exude right now? And
Mm-hmm.
then you can get a crystal that becomes your perfect ally. Because if you get a crystal that helps with your creative energy, but you're lacking in confidence and not and you but you love creating, then this is going to be redundant in creating instead of hitting the gap. You know what I mean? So it's a multifaceted answer, and it depends on what you're drawn to, but also where you're at as well.
Mm. So since you kind of was raised in the Christian church and things like that, and I know they can look at stuff like this and look at it and say it's like witchcraft or it's, who knows their perspective. Which exact stone did you get introduced first that made you start feeling comfortable within this realm of knowledge and works?
It was lapis. Lapis was
Really?
my first. Yeah, lapis was. I bought a few crystals when I first started. It was about four, but lapis just resonated with me. And then I was still like on the fence, on the cuffs. I was still in that denial stage, still holding on because it was still rooted in some fear. You know what I mean? That I wasn't ready to let go of yet. But even then, I was researching, and when the throne of God was described in the Bible, in the Word, lapis was actually a part of it in the Bible,
Really?
actually, and it just blew
Really?
my mind. And I was like, "Wow, you're talking about thrones and crowns of the highest of high utilizing this crystal, but y'all say it's evil." I didn't see where it said it was evil at. I've seen that the God that everybody said that they worship said he utilized it in his in his craft. So you know what I mean. So for me, it was like that being one of the crystals mentioned kind of just nudged me even further. It's like yeah, some. I don't. My thing was I didn't want to miss out on um any obvious like life benefits. You know what I mean? Any obvious
Mhm.
power that I was just letting sit idle. You know, ultimately, everything is a permission slip, no matter what.
Mhm.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I recognize that now on this level, but back then I wasn't all the way there. I just knew that all of these ancient Cometics and ancient Greece and ancient Taoists and the ancient Egyptian, they all talked about this lapis, and nobody talking about it today. I'm like, shit, that's the pattern recognition was just going off. Something is going to be, and the effects was better than I even could have expected.
Yeah. I, yeah, I'm not exactly extremely knowledgeable on the stones and crystals. Crystals. I know I've been attracted to because I've had a necklace that I wore for a while. It's obsidian. I always usually used to keep a tiger's eye on me and things like that and other stuff. But mostly that was just more off of just raw attraction. Like I would go to the Mystic store or something like that. You would see all of them. I'll read what they mean and things like that. But I'm always been like an advocate of like I own my own power and I just use these things as tools. So I didn't really put too much energy into exactly searching and trying to find certain stones. But always, I will always have the obsidian and I will always have probably a tiger's eye. Do you know anything about those stones?
Yeah, man. Black obsidian is one of the strongest grounding stones. Um, it's a extremely powerful stone um to utilize when you have static energy. If you're overstimulated, if you're upset, if you had a disagreement, if you're nervous, if you're shy, if you're um just not in the vibration you prefer to be in and you want to ground yourself. So man, have a black obsidian. If you go outside, take your shoes off, ground in nature while holding it with both hands, man. And I don't recommend keeping it on your body for an extended period of time because it can start to kind of pull you a little bit down after a while. So I think
Mm,
intentional use for the grounding is how you should use that stone. Um,
okay.
and
Okay.
a lot of reasons why these stones can go like unnoticed about these effects is these aren't drugs. You know, they're
Hmm.
not psychedelics. It ain't going to hit us like weed or any type of drugs like that. It's going to change your own subconscious. You know what I mean? So you have to be intentional with what you felt and how you navigated certain obstacles or certain puzzles that and what was different based on how you would typically do it. And once you start actually, just noticing the patterns, you can really see how these affect you. And again, it's just like it's just like anything else it affects everybody else. It affects everybody differently with a general
Mm-hmm.
consensus of a baseline of a certain effect. You know what I mean? But some
Mm-hmm.
can be more pulling down to other people than some people. You know what I mean? Depending on where you at and how your chakras are aligned, because people have different, embedded chakras, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's, some of them they exude more naturally, effortlessly, naturally, and it's part of their spirit, and so certain crystals will be more powerful with you than other people, and some will be less effective than you with other people. So it's all about finding what works for you. You know what I mean? It's not a one size fit all for anybody. Um, and then Tiger's Eye. I love Tiger's Eye because Tiger's Eye helped me a lot um, with my baby boy, especially my second baby boy. And me and his mama split pretty early. So I used to have my days with him, small baby, crying, and we ain't got that patience like a lot of women naturally. We have to just fucking eat it. You know what I mean? It ain't a woman can be walking by a crying baby, right? Matter of fact, a dude and a woman can walk by crying just loud and loud. Yeah, yeah. A man gonna be like, dang, what's wrong? Come on, get that cut the baby up. Because see, the protector. It's supposed to irritate the fuck out of you because when the baby is crying, you should be trying to make sure get that baby quiet because if that baby ain't quiet, something is wrong with it. So it's supposed to irritate a man. Little do we know. But a woman can be the stranger woman can be riding by and be like, oh my god, come here. Actually want to connect to that because it's in our blood. It's in their nature. That's how they're supposed to do it. So for me, I had some days where it was like, fuck, it was hard. And that Tiger's Eye, man, it really, really helped me navigate my emotions so much more
Nice.
positively and with perspective. It's like, oh, this little boy, just don't even know. Oh, he just hungry. Oh, he probably just got a dirty diaper. Let me see what's going on. So that it helped me with that pause. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was dope. So I had a good experience with that one as well.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. But also, I have a little chart right here. I don't know if you can read all of them, but do any of these stand out to you? And if so, which ones might be good?
Let me see. You read them because I'm having trouble reading
Oh, right here we have the Amazonite, the Appetite,
them.
the I don't know what that says, Azulite, the Chrysophase, the Citrine, the Fluorite. Here's the Lapis. Here's Larmar, I think. Here's the Mokite, the Obsidian, Onyx, and I don't know. I can't see what that says. Any of those jump out to
Okay.
you?
Yeah. So citrine fluorite, and malachite. You said right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's start off with citrine. Citrine is literally abundance and luck and fortune in real life. Like this, like this promotes abundance, luck, and fortune, and it's like nobody talking about it. Everybody want to wear. You don't want to wear gold chains and shit to look pretty, but you can wear an actual crystal that promotes that which vibration that we're trying to find. That a lot of people trying to find. It's absolutely insane that people don't know about citrine. It's like literally, it's I wear it from time to time whenever I feel like it's a little rough, but it's not really something that I chase a lot because I'm already abundant. Abundance is having what you need when you need it, and I always got it. But I keep it
Mm-hmm.
on deck just in case. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I keep it on deck and it come through. And it's wild that people don't know about it. Fluoride is a good one for ADHD people with mental clutter. Um, it helps. It helps take your scattered thoughts and basically organize it in a much more digestible way. So it's good for the office or presentation or speech or studying, school, shit like that. So that's cool. Malachite, that's a bad boy right there. That's one of them ones I wouldn't recommend for the rookies again. Malachite is deep, deep self-reflection. It
Mm.
is it is a deep stone. So if you're not ready to really look at yourself hold yourself accountable, and actually face your shadows, I'll pause on it. But if you somebody that's because it's going to continuously bring it back, and it's going to create a lot of resistance if you're the type of person that's constantly blaming everybody else in life for everything that's happening to you. It's going to keep pointing in the mirror. It's going to be none but signs, and it's going to be very uncomfortable for you. But man, if you are that type that loves that reflection, that loves that knowledge, that's trying to overcome those cycles, those perpetuated cycles, trying to unravel those energetic knots of self, it is a powerful profound stone that can really help. If you want to write, man, write some stuff down because you'll be having some downloads throughout the day, especially if you outside, you grounding, you in nature, you in tune, you present. You'll be having some amazing downloads throughout the day that if not, if you're not careful, you could lose that integration. You can have a crazy little connection, like, dang, I wonder if I'd be, and then somebody call you, and then you mess around, forget about it, because you reach that certain level of that threshold with the veil being thin from that crystal, that just at that right moment, you know what I mean? Even if your spine is crooked, it can distort the message a little bit. People don't know that. Meditation is similar to meditation. Your meditation, you want to keep your spine straight and your kundalini, so your kundalini can be in a line. So whenever you because a lot of your intuitions and your downloads don't come through instantly. Sometimes they come through subtly throughout the day. And if you walk around on hunchback, or you send hunchback, it's going to come through distorted. So your spine should be straight at all times, no matter what. If you're tired, go sit down and get some back support or something. But the more you stay up, the more you don't use back support, the more you build your muscles. That's why a lot of countries in Asia don't have no backs on their seats. And we think that they're weird for sitting on the floor, but they understand the significance of a straight spine, and we don't. We think that they're weird. They're in tune, having their own gravity and their own energy mass on them, which is very important. They also, some people sleep on the ground like that too, which is when you're maddening yourself so much, it's that resistance that you create from the ground is negatively impactful to your physical experience, and actually makes you more achy and more prone to breaks and shit like that. But that's a little segue. So always keep your spine straight no matter what. Work on your posture. Look in the mirror and see if you see something going on. Always do a stretch where you're looking up like this. The one where you lay down and you push up like that is an absolutely beautiful one, because once your spine gets stuck like that, man, that means your intuition and your downloads and your antenna is going to be a little off permanently. You know what I mean? And that's what they want. That's why seats and shit is made like that. Car seats, you have to fucking lean forward on the car. It makes no sense why you can't give somebody a proper L alignment. You know what I mean? That's not that hard. But no seats, none of this shit. Like this shit ain't shaped like like a human. So it's on us to do it intentionally, because we don't supposed to have a back support. If you're tired, you're supposed to lay down and get some rest. Other than that, your back's supposed to be able to support you. You know what I mean? Look at a dog. When a dog is standing up, they're not hunched over like this. They'll go and lay down when they're tired. Other than that, their posture is completely up. Even if they're sitting, it's always up. Ours should be the same way. And the more you do it, the more you build that muscle, and it'll be uncomfortable at first. You'll have a lot of cracks. You'll feel a little bit of achiness, but it's so easy to build your spine muscle by just keeping your posture straight, especially when you sit. Try to do it for an extended period of time when you're watching TV and shit. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, all right. That's good to know. Last but not least, yesterday you told me about a sunstone. Can you break that down for me?
Holy smokes, I'm glad you brought that up. Sunstone. Solar chakra stone. Connected to the sun. People used to use this to actually look through the clouds to navigate to see where the sun was. This is a stone that is associated with the solar plexus, and it exudes joy, life, laughter, lightness. This is a stone that actually, literally helps promote happiness. It literally makes you more happier. So it's just wild that we have these natural medicine that can actually help promote those vibrations that we prefer to feel. And most of us don't even know that they exist or don't believe in it. Or some of us do believe in it, but just kind of like, never gave it. And it's like, it's right there. And the fact that it isn't widely known makes it even more, makes it even more like attractive, because now the prices, I mean, you go to the store and buy these for $5-10. Back in the day, these were more expensive than gold, some of these crystals. And like, so the fact that you can go get something so affordable, so easily, that can have profound effects on your physical experience, and that people don't know about it, which is wild. Just like the fact that everything is coming out, and we seeing like all of this stuff that was suppressed, and how things were intentionally perpetuated, and all of the stuff that was hidden and lied about. It's like, you will think that high vibrational, high conscious community will be like super in depth about this, but it's not something that really caught yet. And I think this is the next stage. So I think it's only a matter of time before these things become so much more so much more popular, so much more knowledgeable, and not as easily accessible. So I
Mm-hmm.
think right now is a good time. Right here, we're a little bit over the first chapter of the awakening, but we're still not all the way where we're gonna be at. I think over the next 5 years, that's it. I think the prices on some of these stones are going to shoot up, because if you just look at the pattern recognition, the trajectory of people utilizing some of these different perspective, tools that the general society don't really utilize. It's happening more and more and more. You know what I mean? Look how much we talk about meditation. That was like a taboo thing 15
Mm-hmm.
years ago. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
like every other, maybe every 3 or 4 people at least. So it's only a matter of time. So I think it's a good time to really get in tune, get intentional with the things that help benefit you. Get yourself some crystals, man, and find the ones that'll be more beneficial for you. This is one of my absolute favorites. It makes me laugh so much. It makes If you're somebody who loves joy, it really, really helps you promote that joy that's within inside of you. And it's just everything these crystals do is pulling it outside of you. You know what I mean? It's not like it's something to look at as something separate. It's something that allows you to exude what you already have. And
Mm.
man, they're powerful, man. They're powerful. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I wear this one, I don't know, at least 3 times a week. A lot. A lot.
All right. Before we wrap it up, is there any other stone that you might have with you, or that you cherish, that you might want to share with the audience?
Yeah. I got two more. Two more, matter of fact. So one, shungite. Shungite is another grounding protective stone. This protects you from external influences, psychic attacks, any energy leeches. But one of the most profound things this protects you from is EMF. So with all of the Wi-Fi that's around all of this around us society, having you one or two of these, I got some small little black earrings of shungite as well. How great of an idea was that? Um, Only thing is, when I wear them on my ears for too long, it is a grounding stone. You know what I mean? So it looks cool, but it kind of pulls you after a while. But if I'm somewhere that's around Wi-Fi, and I'm within a vicinity that I don't feel comfortable in, I think I'll rock it for an hour plus sometimes. But shungite is amazing. You also put it in your water to help clean it. So when you get some copper water and you want to try to awaken it, I like to put copper water and set it inside of the sun, and it starts the awakening process. This promotes making your water living water as well. So putting shungite in your water and letting it sit overnight can help energize the water so it can become living water, so you can speak to it, because water holds memory.
No, yeah. No, yeah.
And this is heliodor. This is one of my favorite crystals. Or yellow beryl is another name. Heliodor is another sunstone. I got a lot of stones associated with the sun. And it's a pretty rare one that a lot of people don't talk about. And it was actually quite difficult for me to find this amount. I had to really look around. It's a bit more rare than most, but it is a solar chakra stone as well, and it's a confidence stone. So when you know who you are with your intentions, there's no second guessing yourself. And for a man that's exuding divine masculine, this is an amazing, amazing ally. Holy smokes. It's also a solar plexus sun, so it still gives you that laugh. It's almost like if the sunstone is the feminine version, is the masculine version. It is
Mm,
amazing with confidence, though, man. It just makes you true to yourself. It makes you assured in yourself. I don't care about external validation. I don't care if explaining. I don't care if you misunderstand me. I don't even want to waste time explaining, trying to explain you to understand. If you didn't understand it, it wasn't for you type of stone. It's just amazing, powerful stone. I wear this maybe 4 days a week.
okay. So I'm starting to notice a little pattern because I noticed like with the obsidian and with the we said the shamite, was that what that
Shungai.
was? A shungite. They're dark stones, and you said those are used for grounding. And I noticed that even with the sunstone and with that stone you just had right there, they had similar colors also, and that went to the solar plexus. So are these a lot of these stones? Do they correlate in color with the chakras that they align to?
Some of them. The black ones is almost always grounding stones associated with the root chakra. It's a lot of different colors with the solar plexus though. You got like peridot, which is green. You got the heliodor, which is like a bright yellow. You got the sunstone, which got the pinkish. It's a lot of bright colors, but blue is often associated with the throat chakras,
Hmm.
like lapis or like sodalite. Very very big blue. So not always, but sometimes.
Okay.
A lot of the clearer ones are typically higher chakras, like the clear quartz. Well, clear quartz is everything. Literally every
Mhm.
chakra. If you don't know clear quartz, which is at the tip of the pyramids. Clear quartz is a very, very unique one that powers any crystal you have. This enhances the properties of that crystal. If you
Mhm.
don't wear a crystal and you wear clear quartz by itself, it enhances your own um, intentions
Mhm.
as a person. So it makes you more of you. It's a very very unique stone that everybody should have 100%. Like it's no question. Like any crystal you have, if you want to overdose it, if you want to double, wear it with this. It's like a cheat code. So if you're having a day where you're like, man, I haven't laughed in a while. I'm about to be around some of my favorite people. I'm about to go see a movie. I'm gonna throw on my sunstone. You know what? I'm gonna overdrive it because I'm gonna throw that clear course on. You're gonna be in that bad boy cracking up. So yes, clear quartz is another really good one too, man. So we can go all day about these, but that's a really unique one that I wanted to throw out there.
Nice, because yeah, we have some of those tall clear quartz like little towers things where we put on our coffee table and stuff like that, and we
Oh
like to
yeah,
sit our stones around them because we know they charge it. But yeah, that's no. Honestly, I appreciate your knowledge today. If you don't notice, I didn't say too much. I don't have too much information, but I do appreciate the information because I'm learning with it every day. But I wanted you to just do your thing today and enlighten whoever's listening, man, because it's good stuff to know. You know, if we can have
man, I
anything to
appreciate it.
assist us in this journey, I appreciate it. I appreciate you having the knowledge on it, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
But yeah, but to all that was watching, we appreciate you. And to you, brother, I appreciate you also. I appreciate the young king behind you. And yeah, have a great day, man.
You too, man.